Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Spanish Grand Prix for ERL, and what in my opinion is perhaps my best race ever. We're in a session with 73% chance of rain, but we're on option tyres with just 3 minutes to go, as we just heard on the team radio there. And at the moment, Crosso Dog, in his first race of the season, finally Force India, managing to recruit a driver to fill the other car. And we are currently 1-2 in the session with very similar lap times, 19.5s each, but he is currently with a slightly lower time. We have gone purple low in the first sector by quite a good amount, so hopefully the rain will stay away and give us time to complete the lap and hopefully better Crosso's time. It's quite important though that we managed to keep qualifying ahead of Dregler and Livo, who are second and third in the championship. And looks like we're going to come to the second sector split now, and we're down now. So Crosso very strong in that second sector, making around 2.5 tenths on us actually that particular time around. So we're going to have to put out all the stops in the final sector in order to beat our teammate in this qualifying session. Near the tyres struggling against the water, and we've made it through there quite nicely. So as we deploy the curves out of the last turn, let's see if we can beat his time. Yes.
Right now you've got pole.
And no one manages to beat that. A 19.2 for pole position. Pretty happy with that, given that my roles are in 4th and 5th on the grid. And that is the first front row lockout for Force India of the season, and absolutely delighted with my 4th out of 5 poles as well. Finally we are on the grid in Europe for the first time in ERL history, and Bill Bob does a very good job to qualify 3rd, backing up his front row start from China. So as the lights come on, we're about to start racing right now. And have a quick look in the right hand mirror. Crosso's not made such a good start, and we have an early advantage as we head down. I think this is the longest run to turn 1 actually, but the field's starting to come back towards us. That's a bit of a scary point of view, as Bill Bob makes it past into 2nd position, and 4 cars that looks like have had trouble at the first complex on the map, you can see there. Not Dregler though, and he's up into 3rd position. And we've really sorted ourselves out after the first 8 laps. And I've got a 4-second lead. Crosso has a 4-second lead himself over Livo, and Dregler's a further 2 seconds back. So really showing a bit of pace this particular time, not like last week where, or I should say last race, where Dregler was outpacing us at a similar point in the race. And now it's time to make my first pit stop as I start locking up. And it looks like Livo's made a move on Crosso, so he must have made a mistake, and they've fallen back to around 9 seconds behind. Here we are with a set of prime tyres. We are looking to 4-stop this race.
Stay clear of the white line, we don't want a penalty.
With 14 and 15 lap stints on the prime tyre. Prime tyre, thank you. As I really didn't think I could get these tyres much further than 15 laps if my engineer would stop interrupting me, thank you very much, without losing a whole lot of time. And it looks like the others can go slightly longer on the option stints, so if we extrapolate that, they can probably go longer than me again on the prime stints. So we really don't want to have to use more than 15 laps on any set of tyres. But this is the lap after I pitted, and you can see that I'm in 3rd position, going purple, only 4 seconds behind Dregler. So, being the only person who had pitted, this is working out.
The car ahead is running standard revs.
This is working out really well. Sorry, Crosso has pitted, but I'm talking about of the top 3.
The car ahead is keeping fuel back for the end of the race.
So we'll just follow this lap as we see how much we're actually able to close up on these guys who have not yet pitted, and whether the undercut is really going to be huge at this track.
We can't behind the car ahead. You're faster than him in Sector 2. Sector 2.
We certainly are. We've actually cut out over a second in just that sector. So this strategy is working out really well with Force India pitting their two drivers earlier than Dregler and Livo. And let's see if any of those guys come in. Yes, Livo has dived in, so it's just Dregler now left in front of us. Hopefully we can catch up fairly soon. So Livo's got an extra 2 laps than us on his particular set of options. And now it's 1.8.
We think the guy behind you is fitting the option tyre. Looks like he's going for a shorter stint.
And there is the fastest lap, obviously, as we are the only person to be on the fresher rubber, having done the outlap already. And you can see the gap visibly coming down corner by corner. 8 tenths again in that first sector. We should be able to make a move very soon on the Red Bull driver, who won the opening 2 rounds. And right now on your screen, covered by less than a second, are the winner.
Okay, you're in his dirty air. You've lost some front end grip.
The winners of all 4 races so far. Oh, he's made a bit of a mistake there, and we've had to go half on the grass to get around. But there was no collision, so that's a positive. And now we've assumed the lead again, and Dregler has not yet pitted.
Front tyres are locking.
But
try moving the brake balance to the rear.
we've both gone off very strangely there in separate incidents. And I've just completely locked up, missing my braking point. And he seems to have followed me, so that's a strange incident.
That's a new fastest lap for the race.
But anyhow, we're still pushing, as we know these guys are no slouches, and perhaps we won't just have an advantage at the start with the heavy fuel. We're making a second pit stop here, after 14 laps on these set of tyres.
Go, exit now.
Using curves on the exit, I am. And there goes Crosso. He's made 1 stop, we've made 2 stops, and behind us is Dregler. So this is really amazing. Dregler, usually someone you would expect to see dominating races, or at least being very close to the lead as we get past Crosso there on his worn tyres. We're actually a pit stop ahead. That's a phenomenal pace. As we set another fastest lap.
Of the race. Keep that up.
And there's Livo, look. And here we are, trying to make a move for the lead of the race with a pit stop in hand. So we'll lock up there. We'll have to cut this next part, so as firstly not to run into Livo, and secondly not to rejoin in a way that could spin us out across the stupid sausage curbs. Anyhow, we're going to apply as much pressure as we can to Livo, similar to what happened at Bahrain and even China in some points, a battle for the win between the Williams driver and myself. We get very close at that particular corner. I'm not sure of the numbers of these corners. I think this is perhaps 6 and 7 here. Lovely flowing corners these on Spain. I really quite like this track, probably apart from that final chicane. Is there going to be enough? Not quite enough speed down that straight. Whoa! Very lucky that Livo's car wasn't completely solid then, otherwise I may have incurred some damage from that lag. And you can see he's struggling a bit with holding the lines. Perhaps a bit of oversteer with those older tyres. He's going to have to come in pretty soon, I would imagine. Although it does look like he's going to go for 1 less stop than myself. We're going to overlap already. Wow, he's got a lot of air there. There's a lag on the curbs. We've used quite a lot of curves in the effort to try and get this overlap into turn 1. We have locked up slightly and cut the corner off from him completely. But finally we've made it past into the lead, and hopefully now we can stretch the margin, because he'll be coming in soon and probably going to get an undercut on us. So we have a 2.8 second lead, almost halfway through the race, a couple more laps. But Bill Bob's destroyed his vehicle. I don't know what's happened to him. But the safety car is out, and that's really poor for our race actually, because well, if safety car is out, yes we can save fuel, but that's really poor for our race, because that puts the other cars right behind us, and with 37 laps to go when that was deployed, puts us in a rather difficult place with strategy, as it's easy to tell, that the Livo
the gap.
Liver and Dregler are perfectly capable of one stopping to the end, and that would mean I'll have to go 19 laps at least on one stint to do that as well. I think 19 and 18 laps respectively. And you know what? We managed to do that as we stayed around 4 seconds ahead as the others battle for position behind. I think Dregler prevailed in that battle. And now with a slight undercut and a couple of hot lap times, we actually managed to pass Liver there by quite a lot as he pits.
Nice driving. That was the fastest lap of the race.
And also in front of Dregler by 7.7 seconds with 17 laps to go. But he manages to cut the gap down quite a lot as we start to lap some traffic. Now it's 4.4 and he is absolutely flying as I try to save my tyres as much as possible for this 19 lap stint which I'm going to have to do, which will be absolutely incredible if I can do it because I've only been doing 15 lap stints in practice sessions and starting to lose the confidence in the tyres now as it's 2.5 seconds with 5 laps to go. Not looking too good at the moment. Dregler's coming up behind, not something that you want to see.
The gap between you and the car behind is 3 seconds.
But all of a sudden he seems to hit a cliff and falls back to over 6 seconds. So we're able to get a hat-trick of wins and perhaps the most frenetic race in terms of just staying it flat out the whole time that I've ever encountered.
Fantastic race. Congratulations on the win. That's 25 points.
And absolutely fantastic for our championship. So, next up Monaco. I can't wait for that. I've been Jacko guys. See you next time.